A transparent ghost slipped into the restaurant quietly. Strangely, the dining customers were oblivious to its presence. As the ghost sought its target, a chef in the back seemed to notice something, yet he dared not act hastily, just watching the ghost weave through the patrons. Picky about its food, it showed no interest in a woman sitting nearby. A man, relieved for a moment, froze as the ghost suddenly approached a young girl and, in the next moment, extended its 8-meter-long tongue to greedily lick the girl's enticing fragrance. As the girl was on the verge of disaster, the man had a spark of genius and, throwing a kiss filled with love, managed to distract the ghost. Though the girl was saved, the act aroused the ghost's suspicions. Little An was so frightened he wet his diaper, but after regaining composure, he bowed his head and started slicing cucumbers. This, however, did not alleviate the ghost's doubts. Unwilling to give up, it bounced around Little An, waiting for a slip-up. But it had underestimated Little An's resilience. Even with the ghost standing right before him, he calmly bade the girl goodbye. Assured she was unaware of its presence, the ghost turned to resume its pursuit of the girl about to leave the restaurant. But just as it was about to strike, a man in a suit stepped in at this moment. The ghost was immediately attracted to the scent of decay on him, greedily following behind the man. The suit-clad man, oblivious, sat down just as a throng of ghosts surged into the restaurant from outside. They were clearly excited, quickly enveloping the man so tightly that no air could pass. As the ghosts grew increasingly agitated, Xiao An prepared to intervene with a warning. However, in the brief moment he bent down to place a roast pan, he looked up to find the restaurant completely overrun with specters. Shocked nearly to the point of stupefaction, Xiao An realized that the multitude of ghosts signified an impending disaster for the town. A group of transparent, uninvited guests suddenly invaded a Michelin-starred hot pot restaurant. Strangely, no one could see them, save for the chef Xiao An, born with the ability to see spirits. Confronted with so many silver phantoms, Xiao An knew that a major disaster was imminent. Seizing the moment when the ghosts followed the man out, Xiao An trailed them to the man's home. But just as he entered the room, a bone-chilling cold assaulted him, and before he could react, countless lost souls escaped through the door lock into the room. Upon witnessing this, Xiao An immediately broke in. Seeing a deep hole in the wall, he curiously reached out to touch it, but suddenly stopped. At the critical moment, he quickly withdrew his arm and then numerous tentacles emerged, quickly covering the room. Realizing the danger, Xiao An turned to flee but was suddenly pulled back by an unseen force. Fortunately, Xiao An had practiced sprinting for 80 years, which luckily spared him from a tragic fate. Just as he breathed a sigh of relief having narrowly escaped, countless evil spirits emerged from the room. Xiao An held his breath in panic, and thankfully, the spirits did not detect him. After a flip and a search in the house, he deduced that the 15th of tomorrow would be the day of disaster. He hurried to discuss countermeasures with his girlfriend, but were interrupted by the algae-headed being controlled by the spirits, forcing them to flee the area. However, upon returning home, he shockingly found the corpse of the green date head in his bathtub. Xiao An immediately understood that this was a setup by the evil spirits, but he couldn't go to the police. He took the body to the cremation valley that night, but on his return, he encountered a large number of spirits. Sensing something was wrong, he returned to the algae head's residence and indeed found the soul there. Xiao An attempted to find out the exact location of the impending disaster but was unexpectedly attacked. Seeing the situation deteriorate, Xiao An immediately escaped the house just before the explosion. To garner more clues, he returned to the corpse at Green Island Head. The sight that met him was baffling. The body bore a tattoo identical to the police chief's. It dawned on him then that the 3 letters signified Child of Darkness, pinpointing the disaster's epicenter at the mall. Rushing there, Xiao An found all the town's malevolent spirits had already converged, gazing upon the throng of dark shadows. Suddenly, Xiao An realized the impending calamity would be unprecedented in strength. A black hole appeared in a corner of the mall, and hordes of specters flooded out, rapidly dispersing in all directions and swiftly occupying the entire space. Meanwhile, the people, oblivious to the oddness among them, except for Xiao An, born with the ability to see spirits, was piecing together clues of the disaster. A scream shattered the silence, a catalyst to the crisis. The crowd instantly descended into panic. Just as they sought to escape, the doors of the mall slammed shut. Then, terrorists began their indiscriminate attacks. Seeing his girlfriend's store next to the assailants, Xiao An rushed over in desperation and fired a precise shot. However, before he could fire again, myriad evil spirits descended from the sky, thwarting him. In a critical moment, Xiao An unleashed his tremendous potential, breaking free and sending the criminals to oblivion. Just when he thought the crisis was over and started to approach his girlfriend, he was suddenly halted by the spirit of a fallen friend, calling from afar. Xiao An instantly realized that it wasn't over, and there was more to come. The terrorist's mask was removed, revealing that it was not the police captain. Guided by the spirit, Xiao An went down to the basement and, with help, found the bomb-laden vehicle planted by the terrorists. But before Xiao An could collect his thoughts, the evil spirit surged towards the departing police captain. The latter then began shooting at Xiao An. In an urgent moment, Xiao An dove into the driver's seat and, with a desperate effort, drove the vehicle outside. But the police captain had somehow kept up. Even though he avoided the deadly attack, the enemy managed to get into the car at the final moment. Witnessing this, Xiao An left the car and bolted to escape. By the moment the police captain could respond, the location was empty, then instantly. As the last malevolent spirit's reign fell, the calamity was averted in the nick of time. Xiao An was lucky enough to live, and continued to have a miraculous and delightful existence with his partner. So concludes the movie. I am your storyteller. Until we meet again.